What happens when the person they thought would always be there finally becomes the person they can no longer reach? That's where the story changes, because sometimes your absence says more than your presence ever could. If you've ever wondered whether someone with strong narcissistic traits eventually forgets the person who walked away, the answer isn't as simple as yes or no. Some connections are shallow and based largely on what each person receives from the relationship. In those situations, once the attention, validation, or other benefits are gone, the person may simply move forward and focus elsewhere. But sometimes one relationship stands out. You may have been the person who offered patience, understanding, encouragement, loyalty, and genuine care. You may have explained the same boundaries again and again, hoping that communication would eventually make a difference. And eventually, you realize something important. You shouldn't have to repeatedly convince someone to treat you with basic respect. That realization can change everything. When you finally stop explaining, stop chasing, and stop trying to prove your worth, the dynamic changes. The attention they once received from you is no longer available, and that can make your absence noticeable. But here's the part one really want you to understand. Being remembered does not automatically mean being valued in a healthy way. Someone can miss your presence without being ready to become a healthier person. They can remember your kindness without understanding how their behavior affected you. They can even attempt to reconnect without having changed the patterns that caused the relationship to fall apart. That's why going back simply because someone says, "I've never met anyone like you," can be a mistake. Maybe they genuinely recognize that you were different. Maybe they remember the support you gave them. Maybe they wonder what could have happened if things had gone differently. But none of that guarantees a different outcome. The real victory is not making someone regret losing you. The real victory is reaching a place where their regret no longer controls your decisions. And this is where healing becomes powerful. Being empathetic doesn't mean you have to tolerate everything. Being kind doesn't mean having unlimited access to you. Having a big heart doesn't require you to abandon your boundaries. You can care about people and still choose distance. You can forgive and still move forward. You can wish someone well without reopening a door that took you so much strength to close. So, if you're wondering whether you were truly the one that got away, don't spend your life waiting for proof. Look at who you became after you left. If you became calmer, stronger, more confident, and more protective of your peace, then perhaps the most important thing you gained wasn't their regret. It was yourself. If this message connected with you, hit like, subscribe, and stay with us for the next one. There's always more to understand, and sometimes the biggest breakthrough begins when you stop looking back. And remember, this video discusses relationship patterns for educational and awareness purposes. It isn't a diagnosis of any individual, and every relationship is different. Protect your well-being, trust your boundaries, and seek qualified professional support when you need it.